Hello and welcome to Restaurant Recipe Recreations, a channel dedicated to teaching you how to create your favorite signature recipes from the most popular restaurants. And in this video, I'm going to teach you how to recreate the famous shrooms from HOULIHAN'S restaurants. HOULIHAN'S restaurants are a popular American bar and grill with locations predominantly in New Jersey and the Midwest, but with some locations in the American Southeast as well. And the famous shrooms, as HOULIHAN'S calls them, is one of their most popular and well-loved appetizers on their menu. And what the famous shrooms are large white button mushroom caps that are stuffed with an herb cheese. They're then rolled in a crunchy breading, deep fried, and then served with a dipping sauce that's horseradish and Dijon mustard. And this video happens to be a viewer request. So this episode goes out to one of my favorite viewers, to Mama Franklin. I hope you enjoy the video, Mama Franklin. And if you enjoy the video, feel free to give me a thumbs up as well. I'm sure you've noticed this gorgeous bad boy that I have sitting here today. We're gonna be deep frying in this wok. And I got this for my most recent Mother's Day gift. And let me know in the comments section if you love to get kitchen equipment and kitchen appliances for a gift-giving occasion as much as I do. It warms my heart. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. So in a mixing bowl that's large enough to use a hand mixer, we're going to start with 1 cup of Philadelphia cream cheese that has been softened to room temperature. And now we're going to add the herbs that make this an herbed cheese, and the amounts are 1/4 of a teaspoon each. So we have 1/4 of a teaspoon of thyme, 1/4 of a teaspoon of marjoram, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of parsley flake. Next, we'll add 1/4 of a teaspoon of fresh kosher salt and cracked black pepper. And with your hand mixer on medium, go ahead and mix the cream cheese and the herbs until it is a creamy consistency and all of the herbs are well incorporated into the cream cheese. Okay, so while our cheese is chilling out in the refrigerator, we're going to get our dry, wet, dry setup going. This is for the dredging and the coating of the mushrooms. So in your first bowl here, we're going to do the dry, which is 1 cup of all-purpose flour, 1/2 teaspoon of cayenne pepper, and 1.5 teaspoons of fresh kosher salt. And then just go ahead and give that a mix. And now in the bowl here that's marked for wet, we're going to do 1 cup of whole milk and then 2 whole eggs. The eggs act as a binding agent for the mushrooms to keep everything together and intact while you're deep frying them. If you like to kick things up a little bit, put a few dashes of hot sauce. If not, leave it out. And then just gently whisk these ingredients together until the egg and the milk are well incorporated. And now in your third bowl, which is your other dry bowl, you're going to add 2 cups of dry panko breadcrumb. Panko breadcrumb is a Japanese breadcrumb that has a coarser consistency than like an Italian breadcrumb. And it's perfect for these mushrooms because it gives the mushrooms that really crunchy outer layer that you're looking for. So I have here 8 just regular white button mushrooms that are very, very large, and they have been cleaned as well, which means that all of the dirt has been brushed off of them. If they have the stems on them, go ahead and remove the stems as well because you want just the mushroom cap. And you're just going to stuff each one of the mushroom caps carefully with the cheese. This is the messy part, but it's also the fun part. And then just kind of mush the cheese so that it really gets firmly positioned into the mushroom cap. Next, we're going to roll this entire thing into the flour. Make sure that it's well coated. Now we're going to dip it into the milk and egg mixture. And then we're going to roll it in the panko breadcrumb. And then set it off to the side. And then you just repeat the process. So if you were using 8 large mushroom caps, you shouldn't have any leftover cheese. It should come out perfectly. But if you got a little leftover cheese, then go ahead and throw it on a bagel. It's delicious. All right, so here's the thing. We can't deep fry these yet. If we were to deep fry these right now, all the cheese would ooze out. It would just be a gross mess. And so these need to go into your freezer for at least 3 hours so that the mushroom and the cheese mixture is frozen through so that it stays intact when it's in the deep fryer. So 3 hours in the freezer. You know what, while you're waiting, you can go ahead and hit the thumbs up. You know what? While I'm waiting, I'm gonna go ahead and make the dipping sauce for the stuffed mushrooms. Okay, stuffed mushrooms dipping sauce, go. Half a cup of mayonnaise. What kind of mayonnaise? Duke's mayonnaise. 2 teaspoons of a prepared horseradish, not the horseradish sauce, just the plain prepared horseradish. 2 teaspoons of Dijon mustard, 1 teaspoon of plain white vinegar, and half a teaspoon of granulated white sugar. Okay, give that a mix and pop it in the fridge. Okay, now that you've patiently waited with me for 3 hours while your mushrooms have been in the freezer, we're gonna go ahead and wok fry these. Take your wok or whatever pot or pan that you're going to be frying in and make sure that there are 2 inches of canola oil in the pan. On the highest heat setting possible, you wanna make sure that your oil is up to 160 degrees. And you can easily test that with a meat thermometer or a food thermometer by placing the thermometer in the center of the oil. If you do not have a meat thermometer or a food thermometer, one easy way to check if your oil is hot enough, very carefully flick some cold water into the oil. Once you can hear the water reacting with the oil, you know that your oil is hot enough for frying. Take a stainless steel utensil and very carefully drop each one of the stuffed mushrooms into the fry oil. Depending on the surface area of whatever you're deep frying in, you might want to do about 3 or 4 of them at a time because you don't want to overcrowd the oil. And then you're going to let each one of the mushrooms fry for about 8 minutes or until the coating is a nice golden brown. Don't stir or knock them around too much in the fry oil because you don't want to knock off the coating, and also you do not want the cheese to become disconnected from the mushroom. Once your mushrooms have been in for about 8 minutes and look exactly this color, take each one out carefully and set them on a drainage rack to cool and to drain. And then just repeat the fry process with the rest of your stuffed mushrooms. Whew, all right. I'm not gonna lie, it's been a long filming day, my friends. Look at me. I look completely different than how I started this video. The glasses had to go on. Now I've just got the towel flipped. It's a mess. Although these did not take that long. And if you'd like to see what else I was filming today, check out my Thai blazing noodles from Payway. Follow the link up here, I don't know. You get it, right? So the only thing left to do with this, obviously, is to serve it with a little bit of your dipping sauce and then enjoy. But a word to the wise, do not eat these straight out of the fryer because they are gonna be screaming hot. And although it is tempting, I get it. Trust me, you don't want to. It'll ruin your whole experience, you'll burn your mouth, and then you'll be mad at me. But until I see you all again, everybody, make it an awesome, awesome day. Cheers, I love y'all. Mama Franklin. You're gonna love me.